Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Sahil Mahajan, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look into the benefits of cloud computing. So in the previous video, we did take an overview related to cloud computing, what cloud computing is, and now we're going to talk about some of the benefits related to it. Why should you, your organization, or any organization basically use the cloud, or why is it? What are the benefits of cloud? First being is cost efficiency. So cloud computing basically follows the pricing model of pay as you go. You only pay for the resources that you use. So let's take a simple example. You require compute power. You require a virtual machine in the cloud. So you're like, hey AWS, can you please give me a virtual machine? Now, if you use that virtual machine only for an hour or 2 hours, AWS is only going to bill you for that hour or two that you basically use it. So you only pay for the resources that you use. Another really amazing thing about or a really amazing benefit about cloud computing is there is no upfront investment, which basically means you don't need to buy and maintain any infrastructure. AWS is the one that will buy all the infrastructure and they will maintain the infrastructure. So they're the ones who buy the equipment, maintain the data centers. If any hardware fails, they're the ones who are responsible for replacing it and all of that. You don't need to have any upfront. You just, you're like, hey, I want to use this much storage. You just pay for that much storage. Hey, I want to use this much compute power. I need like 2 virtual machines. You're going to pay only for those 2 virtual machines. So you really have no upfront, investment from your end. Another benefit of the cloud is scalability and elasticity. So you can basically scale up and down your resources based on your demand. So what do we mean by scaling up and down? Let's take right now, you have a virtual machine which is basically deployed in the cloud. Right now you need one virtual machine, but let's take maybe after 3 days you need like 17 virtual machines, or you need 25 virtual machines. You can easily go ahead and you can say that, hey AWS, I want more virtual machines. But let's take, you have an on-prem server, you have your own data center, and your own data center only allows you to have 5 virtual machines, but tomorrow you have a demand of 10 virtual machines. You need to purchase more hardware so that you're able to keep up with the demand. But that's not how it goes with the cloud. When you use the cloud, you just say that, hey, I require this much, and you just get it. Now it's the same. You want to scale down. Let's take, maybe right now you have 10 virtual machines, but you're like, no, I don't need 10. I just need 5. You can be like, hey AWS, I only want 5. So you can automatically, you can scale up your resources, you can scale your resources down. And of course, AWS supports automatic scaling to meet your needs. And the same goes to data. Maybe today you're storing 100 GB of data. AWS will support it, but maybe tomorrow you're storing only 50 GB or 150 GB. There you go. You can scale up and you can scale down. And then you have elasticity, where you can automatically increase and decrease your capacity as needed. Again, the cloud allows you to increase and decrease your capacity as needed. Moving on to our next benefit of cloud computing is high availability and reliability. What do we mean by high availability? Is that, the resources or the services that you use from AWS or any cloud provider, as a matter of fact, is highly available. A very simple example we'll take is Google Drive. Now, you uploaded a file today on Google Drive. You know that you trust in Google, and you know that you can access that file on Google Drive whenever you want to, and it is always available for you. That means it is highly available. Google Drive is an highly available service. And the reason how they reach this is because they have global reach. AWS has data centers that are present globally, that's around the world. In our future videos, we are really going to dive into the map that shows you how spread across our AWS data centers, ensuring that your applications and services are available to your users with minimal downtime. So again, same example of Google Drive. Google Drive is always available no matter at any point in the time of the day, in any region or any time zone that you're in. It's always available, and I'm pretty sure you have never even seen a downtime related to Google Drive. Another thing is fault tolerance. AWS or cloud providers as a whole are really they have good fault tolerance. That is, they have built-in redundancy that ensures that your data and services remain available even in the scenario of hardware failure. Now, of course, you do know that AWS and other cloud providers out there, they are maintaining all of this hardware for you. And what happens if one hardware, basically fails? It just crashes, stops working, overheats, there's like an X amount of scenarios that could take place. AWS has worked on that to make their services fault tolerant. So we'll take a very simple example. AWS provides a service that is called S3. It's called an S3 bucket, it's basically just as same as a Google Drive, where you can store your data on the cloud. Your data is stored across multiple servers, across multiple components. It is highly available. So even if one hardware does go down, you're still able to access your data. Same concept applies with Google Drive too. Moving on to our next benefit of cloud computing is we have security. So in security, there are two things. The first is your AWS shared responsibility model, wherein AWS is responsible for some part of security of the cloud, and then you as the customer are also responsible for some security in the cloud. So to provide, we're really going to dive in depth related to the shared responsibility model, but just to give you an overview, AWS is generally, provides security to the infrastructure. That means physical security, so that no one can access the data centers, making sure that the servers are, if the hardware fails, they maintain it, they make sure the network is running well and all of that good stuff. And now you as the user, you're responsible for managing access and securing your applications that you deploy in the cloud. So for example, you deployed a web server, or you deployed a virtual machine. Who can access that virtual machine? You are responsible for it. You have a lot of data that is stored in the cloud. Who can access that data? You are basically responsible for that. Who can access your data? Again, to give you a very simple example of Google Drive, when you are sharing your file with someone, you are explicitly saying that I want to share this file with someone. Now you are responsible with who you share the file with. Now if you share the file by mistake to the wrong email address or to the wrong person, you are liable for it. Google Drive is not liable for it, or Google as a whole is not liable for it. So you can see over here, Google is responsible to make sure that your files are available, but you're responsible to make sure who has access to it. The same concept follows here with any cloud provider, and of course AWS has their own shared responsibility model, which we will be going over. And then we have another security benefit of the cloud, that you have advanced security tools. So AWS offers multiple security tools like encryption, identity management, and monitoring tools to protect your data. These tools are inbuilt into AWS. They're available to all the customers of AWS, when you can encrypt your data, you can perform identity management, you can make sure who has access to what, you can monitor and you can perform monitoring to protect your data. Again, we will be going in depth over these advanced security tools, so you guys do have a better understanding. Moving on to the last couple of benefits of the cloud, we have another one, that is agility and innovation. So speed. You can quickly deploy applications and services within minutes, allowing for faster innovation. Now let's take up a very simple example. You want to create a website. You want to create a web server. You can quickly get a basic website up and running within a couple of minutes. Just a couple of button clicks here and there, and you have your own website up and running. And you can start, whatever you want to try out, whatever you want to do. Nowadays, people are, diving a lot into machine learning. Folks are diving into artificial intelligence. Now, you creating your own hardware for AI or ML is pretty difficult. You need to have a powerful laptop, you need GPUs, this and that, whatnot. But you can go onto the cloud and you can be like, hey, I need this, I need that, and you're good to go. So, you can get your infrastructure, your applications or services deployed onto AWS within a couple of minutes, allowing you for faster innovations. You can experiment. AWS allows you to experiment with new ideas without worrying for upfront capital. Now let's take the example of AI. Nowadays, all the companies are diving into AI, ML, building their own models out there, training their models. Now let's take, if you want to do something like that, you need to have powerful compute power available with you. It could be your laptop, your desktop. You need GPUs, you need physical hardware, which basically means you have to purchase all of this hardware up front, right? But when you go to the cloud, you can say that, hey, AWS, I need a server that with this GPU, this CPU, this memory, and give it like a couple of minutes, like maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and AWS is going to spin up that server for you and ready to go. You don't have to care about all of that hardware. You only are basically going to do, again, pay as you go. So you are just going to pay for the resources that you use in the cloud. So you can experiment as much as you want with various things without not hurting your pocket and not having to update your hardware or purchase new hardware. And coming to the final benefit that we have is flexibility. You have a wide range of services that are provided by AWS. You have services related to compute power, you have services related to storage, you have services related to databases, you have networking, and much, much more. Again, we will be diving over all of these services so you guys do get a better understanding. That's where you're flexible. You just want to use AWS for some compute power, go ahead. You want to use it for storage, go ahead. You want to use it for networking, go ahead. You want to use it for databases, go ahead. You have a wide range of services that you can use it on, you can access through AWS. And finally, of course, access anywhere. With cloud computing, as long as you have an internet connection, you have a device that can connect to the internet, be it your laptop, your desktop, your mobile phone, anything, even your iPad, as a matter of fact, you can access AWS. It's as simple as that. So these were a couple benefits related to cloud computing, and I really emphasize on you guys to really understand these benefits of cloud computing, because at some point in times in the certifications you may be asked 1 to 2 questions related to why would someone want to use the AWS cloud and what's the benefit of AWS cloud. So remembering these are really essential. So I hope you guys did like this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, do subscribe, and do comment if there are any other topics out there that you guys would like me to cover. I hope you guys have a great day ahead. See ya. Take care. Bye-bye.